Lamb, we were out here early watching her practice against Pavel Slogel as usual. And the timing, the pace, the eagerness, it was wonderful to behold, wasn't it?
And the intensity at 9 o'clock in the morning. The look in Steffi Graf's eyes is just definitely the mark of a champion. She's so focused out there, even on the practice court.
Steffi Graf, already a legend at the age of 20, seeded one, number one in the world champion from Brühl in West Germany, and of course the winner of the Australian and Wimbledon titles in 1989.
40-30.
Just the one blot on her record was the loss in the final of the French to Sanchez. She's got here so easily, and you heard Al Troutwig say that didn't take her as long as it took, or it's better to win that long first round match he played. So, Steffi Graf off to a fast start. Love one. It's 15 love with a good serve netted on the backhand by 15 but a double fault.
Helena's going to be trying to direct a lot of serves to that Graf backhand today.
So the tall Czech girl, who's 24 now and seeded 8th here, comes from Prague and ranked 8th in the world. Australian Open finalist, and it was the repeat of this match and the winner in Brisbane.
She gave Steffi a good match, though. She lost 4 and 4. And look at those three-set matches there. I think she's had a bit of concentration lapse in a few of those. And the match against Gretchen Majors in the second round, she served 16-some-odd double faults. So rare that you see Graf out of position to hit a ball. She's so fast on her feet.
Yes, I'd love to see her on a track timed running 400 meters or 800 meters. She moves so beautifully. In fact, her father Peter has said once or twice that he feels she could have been an Olympic runner.
There's a fine display of it, too. Steffi laughing to herself right there. She elects to hit a little drop shot there. She should have hit a volley, but that drop shot just wasn't good enough. Graf up the line with the winner.
And Sukova being made to cover such a lot of court.
Just before the match. She really has no weakness in her game. The only thing that sometimes she needs when she's playing a player that's serving and volleying a lot is the backhand pass, and she's improved that tremendously.
Yes, she's been working on that topspin backhand, and in practice against Pavel, she was hitting some scorchers.
That's how I coined the old ready, aim, fire. That forehand is just explosive.
And her opponent, well, she's got some good assets.
Yeah, she's got an excellent first serve, and she hits an offensive lob very well off the backhand side. She may try to bring Steffi in the net a little bit and use that. The weakness is the movement in the baseline. I mean, she's had an injury. She's not moving quite as well. She's a big girl. She's over 6 foot tall. And she's got to play the match of her life today to knock off Steffi.
And pray for a miracle.
Sukova's second double fault there. Steffi putting a lot of pressure on that second serve.
Yes, we talked about those results, but the one, remember, was just that occasion in Brisbane back in 1983 on Graf, when Steffi was 7 months younger.
She has to attack. She knows she has to get a lot of first serves in. She's not doing that so far. Graf just keeps you pinned at that baseline. The depth and the speed on that ball off the forehand side. Very difficult to get into net when she's hitting that kind of depth. Breathtaking. Helena Sukova is about 6'2", and to forehand topspin lob here like she does. Helena hits a good volley right here, very deep. Now watch Steffi roll under this ball, disguises the lob so well. Sukova's just bird watching now.
2 big points. With a third double fault, Steffi Graf takes a 4-love lead. And really, it must be so depressing down there, facing such perfection. Just 11 minutes it's taken.
It all happens so quick, too, when you're out there in a position like Helena Sukova's in right now, down 4-love. It's a fine-looking close there. Excellent approach off the backhand side. She gets down. She really anticipates well and reads that volley. She knew exactly where that pass was coming from. So much harder than most of the girls. You have to remember to prepare a little earlier. That's one of the problems, John, is that Steffi's in a league all her own, and when you play a player against her, you have to really sharpen up your game. I mean, the week before the U.S. Open, she was hitting with John McEnroe and Mark Woodford, and they were thoroughly impressed. And believe me, the men never hit with the women unless...
It's rather special.
Exactly.
And it is very special. The world champion, 5-love, first set. As we rejoin us here at Flushing Meadow, the stadium court, the applause for another of those huge forehands from Steffi Graf. It's brought her the first point as Sukova tries to stay in this first set at love 5. There's the man who is out practicing every day with Steffi Graf, Pavel Slazil, himself, a Czech Davis Cup player, a fine doubles record, often with Thomas Schmid.
Helena really is starting to be aggressive now. She knows she's down 5-love, and I'm sure she's just like to get a game in the first set.
Simply too fast for her. One of the greatest shots ever in women's tennis, this Steffi Graf forehand. Well reached.
30.
Well, that's exactly what Sukova wants to do, is make Steffi hit the ball up.
Here's the first game point Sukova's had in this match.
Now watch her run around the second serve and hit a big forehand.
Ooh, but the net is just too high. Well, it was a good, heavy, deep serve and earned its reward. But it's a meager showing, isn't it, after just 17 minutes of play? 5-1.
Well, at least Sukova can feel like she's sort of in the match. I mean, losing 5 games in a row, you feel like you're on a different court. And then usually you start trying all these unpercentage shots.
It's like a marksman taking aim, isn't it?
She takes the ball so early, and her footwork preparation is flawless.
And I do believe she is human, her first double fault. And like the great Margaret Smith Court of Australia, a wonderful young record, Steffi Graf, 7 Grand Slam titles before the age of 21. 4 to Chris.
40.
I think it would be safe to say that there are many more to come, too, John.
As long as the desire is there. Set point. And the first set for Steffi Graf, just 19 minutes. Started well for Sukova. She's 15 love.
30 love.
It's imperative that she get this game to stay in this match. cannot afford to get down a break to Graf in the second set. Then you start taking chances like she did right there. She took a ball that was much too deep for an approach shot and tried to get in behind it.
It's not often you make Steffi Graf rush the shot. Peter Graf, his father there, wasn't very well during the French Championships and had to pop home during the latter stages for treatment. And I think that many of us feel that contributed to Steffi's loss, though she's very close to her father. So 1-love to Sukova in set 2.
America's favorite tennis tournament on America's favorite cable network, USA.
This is such a difficult prospect for any player here, not just Sukova.
First service.
How to break down this well-oiled German machine.
John, I get the feeling that Steffi's like in a plastic bubble. And that she doesn't let any of the distractions affect her, the crowd, the plane. She simply plays within herself.
Look at that record, 213 wins to 7 losses. Since that loss here to Martina Navratilova in the final.
Game Graf, all change. One game more.
Even on the changeovers, she only takes about 45 seconds. She's outplaying. She's always dictating this fast pace that suits to her game. Ready, set, go.
Change of tennis balls. I wonder if that will bring a change of luck for Helena Sukova.
Helena Sukova gambling there on that second serve.
Well, 25 minutes this match has lasted, which means that unless Steffi can polish off her opponent in 1 more minute, she will have taken longer. There it is, 26 minutes. She's now taken longer, believe it or not, than Martina Navratilova, who has won 5 matches in 4 hours and 1 minute. So we might think that Steffi is in great form. Let us not forget how well Martina's been playing here.
And Martina has won 5 sets at 6 love, which is quite impressive.
15-30.
Well, Steffi may have to go back out on the practice courts this afternoon with Pavel Flazov. She's already earned a berth in the semifinals of the doubles with Gabriela Sabatini. They upset the defending champions, Robin White and Gigi Fernandez, yesterday here on Stadium. Once again, Graf running around, wrapping around that. Watch the wrist roll here over the ball. Good racket extension. Even though she hits the ball so late, she's always got it out front. For excellent footwork.
So, a 5th double fault, giving Steffi Graf a 2-1 lead in the second set. Express rate, Steffi Graf is charging through her match here. She just lost the first point of her service game, leading 2-1 with a break in the second set. Well, now there's a familiar face, though I suspect that the legs or even the back of his opponents would be more familiar as he races down the track. The Olympic sprinter and long jumper.
15 and 30.
You needn't say, Steffi, that she questioned the call. She's just ready to prepare to serve again. You wonder if you stuck another opponent in there, if she'd even notice. She's so focused and within herself out there.
The second double fault from Steffi. Formidable weapon now. They've worked very hard on it, she and Pavel.
It used to be the players she's talked about, Martina Navratilova, Shriver, or Barbara Potter having the toughest serves in women's tennis. But believe me, Steffi is right up there with Martina now. And they talk about the pace that she generates. And she's also improved that second serve. She has a lot of spin on that, keeping the ball very deep. And that's definitely an edge she has over Sabatini. It's in.
Not up. Well, that's the best rally we've seen today.
That's the thing. You have to work so hard for these points you earn against Graf. Not a great smash there, but watch Sukova do the little drop volley and catches Graf way out of position.
Back to deuce. The first game in this match would have gone past deuce. Tells you to do.
Well, you put so much pressure on yourself out there. Helena finally gets an opportunity for a break, and then she choked on that return. Because she knows she may not get another chance.
Sukova attempted then was what Rosie Casals was saying before the match began. She thought she had to do, take risks and slam the ground strokes and take chances and go in, but I'm afraid the errors are likely to occur when you do that.
When you take those risks, you have to be playing quite well, very confident, or else you're going to make a lot of unforced errors.
the improved backhand.
Sukova appears to be a step late for everything, and Steffi is a step early. Steffi does that better than anyone.
I don't think I've ever seen a more natural competitor.
15-30.
And she's a perfectionist. We noticed in those practice rallies that she was playing with her, when she missed one, she let out a little shriek of annoyance with herself. But she was trying for the impossible sometimes and still expecting to make the shot.
What amazed me, John, she wasn't even working up a sweat, and Pavel was exhausted after their practice this morning. Miffed that she missed that one, but she'll get over it.
1-3, 30 all, second set.
30-40.
Just what you were saying, overplaying.
That's a tendency that happens sometimes. You get out there against a player like Steffi Graf and you try to make your shots too good. You feel the pressure out there.
Sukova learned all about pressure at an early age. Her mother was Vera Sukova, the Wimbledon finalist of 1962, and a lady I knew well, who sadly died of cancer. There's that backhand again. She loves playing that shot. She gets a great kick out of those sort of passes. 4-1 Graf, second set. So the Express is still firmly on the rails, racing through this match.
30
39 minutes it's been in progress. The score 6-1, 4-1, 30 love.
But that was only her third ace. So.
Amazing, isn't it?
I should have a little chat with Steffi and tell her to play a little longer so we could talk about her a little more up here. Not only is it difficult on her opponents, but it's difficult on the announcers as well.
And tough on the fans who'd love to see a real scrap out here. She got a great kick out of being in the semi-final of the women's doubles, you know, with Sabatini.
Steffi taking a few chances here coming to the net. Why not? Nice backhand volley. Good reach here. Really extends well. Form on that backhand volley, isn't it?
Well, we said there were no weaknesses, and there aren't. Everything is relative. The backhand and the volleying, perhaps not in the very highest world class, but I mean, we're judging it by supreme standards. And you have to be such a good player to be able to pressure the backhand of Steffi.
Second service.
But frankly, on these courts, the sort of game that Gabriella Sabatini played against her in the final last year is the one which gives her most problems, when the ball is looped up to her. Playing the way she does, Sukova, it really just gives Steffi the game she's used to playing against others.
Gives her a target to hit at. That's the right tactic there, putting pressure on that backhand, throwing the arrow. Nina Garrison gave Steffi Graf a good match about a month ago. Finals of Virginia Sons in San Diego, she lost 4 and 5, Garrison did, but really put a lot of pressure on her.
30-15.
And I think the reason being is Garrison runs down so many balls. She's so quick, and in order to beat Steffi, you've got to be fast on your feet. Sukova hit a serve that was well over 100 miles an hour there, but Steffi took the ball so early. She anticipates, she sees the ball much sooner than most players.
Good serve, good length ball.
40-30.
So now another game point. She's had just the one game point which she won in the opening game of her own serve.
Use.
What a return there was. Just blocked that backhand back, using the power of Sukova's serve.
And it comes almost as a shock when you see Steffi miss a forehand like that. Steffi's father, Peter, is here watching her today, but Helena's father, the president of the Tennis Association in Czechoslovakia, won't be here till tomorrow night. He'll be going on to attend the ITF meetings that take place next week in Argentina.
Advantage Graf.
Well, Helena is a product of the Sparta Club in Prague, where Martina learned the game. She used to shag balls for Martina as a young girl.
Well, it's all over. Well, another formidable performance. Just under 45 minutes, nearer 45 than 44. Steffi Graf completes the job cleanly. 6-1, 6-1, and really another breathtaking performance from the world champion. We'll be back with more in a moment.